Hey, it's Tom Collins with 8-Figure Business. We're having fun shooting some videos today, but anyway, just laughing because we're going to talk about the goose and the golden egg, and that's clearly not gold, but it's the best color we could get for the whiteboard. Anyway, so if you will put on your magic filters and look at that as a golden egg. So I've mentioned this in a couple of videos in the past, but back when I was just finishing up school at BYU, I got to work for the Stephen Covey organization. And Stephen, in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, references Aesop's fable, the goose and the golden egg, right? So wanted to talk about that today, particularly because in the Utah telesales coaching world, there's been some big changes going on, as well as a lot of people are going, wow, you know, when am I in trouble with the FTC? When am I not? When am I going too far, if you will? And so I want to talk about it kind of in reference to the goose and the golden egg, because there are enough people out there killing the goose that's laying that golden egg, and it's either put you out of business, it's put you in a place of hurt, or it's about to, and then vice versa. There's a lot of you that are afraid of this, rightfully so, but you're so far from the edge that it's not even funny. And so there are things to worry about and there are things not to worry about, right? And so again, Dale Carnegie says, hey, if you're worried about something, gather the facts, analyze the facts, then make a decision based on analysis as opposed to a random thing. So if you're concerned, number one, disclaimer, if you're concerned about the FTC in your business, I know some good attorneys. I know there's a bunch of people out there that know some good attorneys. Get a good attorney to give you that advice. So I'm not going to really spend a lot of time on whether you're over the line or not, but what I am going to do is give you some clues to know whether you should even be worried about this or not. So the story goes, goose and the golden egg, right? Farmer goes out, he has a goose that lays eggs, he goes to get the eggs, one day he finds a golden egg, and he goes, oh, yeah, because he was a poor farmer, and all of a sudden now he's got a golden egg, which in his community made him rich, right? The next day he went out, there's another golden egg. The next day there's another golden egg. The next day and the next and the next, and you know how the story goes. Because at some point the farmer thought, I have a great idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the goose, open it up, and get all the gold all at once, right? And he killed the goose, opened it up, basically just goose meat and feathers, right? Nothing else, no gold, and he killed that daily dose of the golden egg from then on. So that's the story. But what I want to tell you is, and share with you, is there's a company that has just been shut down by the FTC that can just go nameless now, that we used to work with at PMI, knew those guys well, played a lot of golf with them. And the reality is, when we started with them, they had a very critical, very valuable service that they offered to our coaching students and some of our other students that really helped people. And it was a good thing, and it kept going. We would refer leads over, and we would make sure people were qualified. We'd send them over, they'd sell, they'd do a really good job, and then at some point, something happened, right? So I won't go into the details of what happened, but at some point, they became the farmer that got a little bit greedy and just went a little too far. Probably a lot too far. Everybody else can be the judge of that. You be the judge. That's just my opinion. But whether it was them or not, or whether they're guilty or not, isn't the purpose of today. The purpose is, how do you know when you're getting close to that line? How do you know when you're getting close to killing the goose? I'm going to give you some of those tips right now. One is, if you start gaming the system, if you start looking for loopholes in the law, if you start looking for loopholes in the regulations, if you start looking to kind of shortcut your customers, you probably ought to be paying attention to that, right? If you are on the flip side, if you're taking care of your customers, if you're refunding your customers, if you're in constant communication with your customers, you're not hiding your phone number, and you're just trying to do the right thing for your customers, the truth is, the more customers you get, the more likely, because of the law of large numbers, the more likely you're going to get some complaints. If you're handling your complaints, you're in a dialogue with your customers, you're trying to do them right, you're offering them additional services for whatever help they need or whatever complaints. If you're fixing those problems, you probably are less likely needing to be worried about regulatory issues, other than just those that come down just because you need to be compliant, you need to be aware of what's going on in your business. But that's the one side. So I'm talking to you guys who either are afraid of the edge or you're flirting with the edge of killing that goose. Now, I need to have the other conversation. There are so many of you who what you're doing is you have a goose that's going laying the golden egg, and you're not giving it any feed. You're not trying to make that golden egg as big as it possibly could be. You're just satisfied with coming out, and instead of getting a full-size egg, you're getting a little nugget, and you're like, oh, isn't this great? But I don't want to do anything else, right? Feed the goose. Get that golden egg as big as it realistically can be, and what you'll do is you'll know the barriers of stretch as you start getting letters, you start getting calls, you start getting your company starts stretching, and you start to go, oh, you know what, maybe this is kind of it. This is as good as this one channel can be. And so what do? You look to maximize, and you look to, instead of killing that one goose, just be satisfied that that egg is as big as it is. But go get another one. Right? I'm not going to color it in. Yeah, I am. Go get another egg, right? If you're selling, a client of mine came to my first boot camp a year and a half ago, told me he's been a great affiliate marketer, started producing his own programs, started doing a great job as a traffic buyer. Awesome. Great income, doing great things, really has some great programs in his businesses. The offers are high quality offers. So it's all kind of working for him. We were in a conversation a couple days ago, and he goes, oh, you know what I did is I added a continuity to my existing program. So he had one golden egg, and what he did is he added a continuity program to it. Was the right thing, was a perfect fit, has huge adoption, really good percentage of conversion, and people like it, and it's priced really right to stick, because he's done his research, he's very educated, has done all the right things, and doesn't go anything kind of stupidly or haphazardly. But now he's got a second golden egg. So guess what? If the first golden egg goes away, at least for a while, he's got a goose that's laying this golden egg with continuity for a while, and if he does a good job, he can get 6 to 9 to 12 months out of him instead of the regular churn and burn 2 to 3 months. It's all in your business model, but that's the difference in laying the goose and the golden egg. So back to you guys who need to feed the goose. You need to partner with better partners. You need to look at how to monetize your customers. You need to provide customer service in a way that it actually encourages people to stick with you. You need to just keep trying to grow it. And then for those of you who know you're on the other edge where the regulatory guys are there and you're hiding and you're burning domains and you're changing things all the time, just be careful, guys. Just be careful. There's a lot of money out there to be had. Have the abundance mentality that you can keep going, you can do things, and you can do them right. And the reality is, in the Utah telesales world, the guys who are getting the premium quality leads, the higher quality leads, the better relationship with customers, they're acquiring those customers at a better ROI, they're getting better back-end revenue, they're getting longer-term relationships, and they're staying out of trouble. Now, obviously that's a hotbed of all kinds of controversy, and we can talk about that all day long. And I'm willing to, if anybody wants to call, frankly, because I know a lot about it. But the reality is, you don't have to be forced into playing a game that skirts the envelope and makes you go too far to where you're about to kill the goose with the golden egg. You can choose to run premium programs. You can choose to run high value, high dollar, high ticket, high conversion, high volume. Did I say high volume? I already said high volume. Anyway, you can do all of those things, and you can stay out of trouble, and you can keep that egg going, and you can get a whole bunch more geese. You can do multiple programs. My buddy Steve runs multiple programs in multiple niches, and he does a great job, and he grows each one up to where it's very, very profitable. And that's what I would recommend that you look at doing. So anyway, long way around the goose and the golden egg. Don't kill it, and don't be satisfied for little nuggets. Get the full-size egg. Hey, it's Tom Collins, 8 Figure Business. Talk to you again soon.